everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is my attempt at a brief reading for May 29th, 2020. I wanted to do something really simple today because my last couple of readings have been kind of complex and I've used all my different decks and gone a little wild, and sometimes it's nice just to bring yourself back down to one deck of cards and see what that shows you. These are the first cards that I bought for myself when I was in my early 20s. Many of my other decks were given to me, but these are the first that I selected for myself, so they're special to me in a lot of ways. Just gonna do a simple past, present, future here. Ooh, it's a lot of people. Strength reversed is on the bottom of the deck. So the past is this hanged man energy that we've had come up quite a few times in the past, I don't know, week and a half. The hanged man has been this suspension, this in-between energy, this call for introspection, this need to do some internal work before moving forward also. And I would say the energy of being in furlough, being in quarantine, being in between everything, waiting for things to change. It can be very difficult energy. And here we have, in the present, we have the King of Pentacles. And the King of Pentacles is a very reliable, very practical person. Somebody who is maybe slow moving but reliable, somebody who builds very basically strong foundations in their lives, who is prudent with their money and with their time, and who is generally very earthy, down to earth energy. And in the future, we have the Page of Wands. Now, many times in my life, the Page of Wands can mean like a message. It can mean something as simple as a text message. It is an energy, or like the Page of Wands is a messenger. So it's a message coming in the future. So we have this suspension in the past, this practicality in the present, a message coming in the future, and this strength reversed card here. Maybe this person is not feeling very strong. Maybe we're all not feeling very strong right now. Sometimes when things are prolonged, you can feel like you're kind of losing it. You've been hanging upside down for quite some time. You're trying to be practical, but there's not any things are not very obvious. How things are going to turn out is not very obvious right now. But we have this Page of Wands energy coming in. And it may be that in its reverse, it's talking about, people are not feeling very strong right now. They may be feeling a little bit stronger coming into the future. If that's how, sometimes when things are reversed, it can be that it's just, the energy is just starting to take hold. But I'm getting more that a lot of us are just feeling really tired and kind of put out and over this whole, we're all over this coronavirus, we're all just kind of done with it. There's a lot of sadness. There's a lot of people who have been lost. There's a lot of fear. People aren't sure exactly what's happening. There's a lot of mixed information, at least in the country where I am. I don't know who may be watching this reading, but in the United States, it's a very uncertain time. I'm going to draw a couple more cards on this. And during uncertain times, when you don't feel very strong, this is an excellent energy to find yourself in. This, putting one foot in front of the other, making dinner, making sure that you filed for unemployment, making sure that you're going to work and clocking in and clocking out, putting those sort of practical matters on the forefront. That's a really good way of handling not feeling strong. Okay. Wow. So we have, in the past, we have this Eight of Swords energy, feeling like you're going to be suspended forever, feeling like there's no escape. The Eight of Swords is this mental, is being bound mentally, feeling like there's no escape from a situation. And the key to the Eight of Swords, of course, is that there is always an escape from a situation. You just have to find the key for it. And that usually that key is internally. Usually you just have to reason your way out. In the present, we have this Eight of Pentacles, which is working. You know, it's a lot of today, well, actually yesterday, yeah, the 18th, so today's the 19th. Yesterday was the first day for many people in many states to go back to work. And or maybe like this, you know, this is like the first couple of weeks people are going back to work. People who have been working very hard this entire time. There is definitely this focus on, there's like an economic focus in a lot of ways. There's this, people are trying, even, you know, wow, I'm not saying this very well. People stuck at home are working really hard. People not stuck at home are working really hard. There's definitely industry. There's definitely literally making money, putting your nose to the grindstone, you know, just working your butt off is what I'm getting from this. And in the future, we have this Page of Swords along with this Page of Wands. So the Page of Swords can be not always, it's not always a very nice energy. It's not, I would say it's an immature energy. Sometimes the Page of Swords can be a little bit of a spy card. Sometimes it's somebody going through our internet stuff. I know they just extended the Patriot Act. That's the thing. But it can also just be a sort of intellectually childish energy, which is very interesting. All right, just one more round of cards here, just to get a more complete picture here. Now, these pages could be energies. It could be somebody who's bringing a message or bringing an idea forward. You know, someone who has these ideas, these projects. It could be somebody with these, you know, messages, or, yeah. They could be actual people. They could be young people. But I'm getting more that that's the energy coming through. Okay, so in the past we have the Queen of Pentacles. A lot of this feeling stuck energy was met by this pragmatic Queen of Pentacles, who is, her power is in practicality, turning to things like, you know, making, once again, very, very similar but slightly different approach to the King of Pentacles, you know, making masks, making dinner, planting a garden, doing those things that you have to do on like a more domestic front to deal with this sort of energy, doing what you can, like being very pragmatic. In the present, we also have this continued need to look within, to deal with our shadow side, to deal with the things that control us that we may not be very aware of, to deal with things that we might be attached to, that we might not want to be attached to anymore. And these sort of issues could relate to work and practicality. I mean, like, there's maybe some introspection about how you want to move forward in your career or move forward in your work sort of realm, as you're working really hard, being like, hey, is this really how I want things to be? Now, in the future, we have Judgment reversed, and Judgment is, well, on this card, it's literally, judgment, judging the good and the evil, and taking that super, end of times sort of energy here. Figuring out, just sort of things becoming, I don't know, coming out in the wash comes to mind. Things are going to become clear, and what's actually happening will be revealed, is what I think is going to happen. We're going to see very clearly where the wheat and the chaff are, who's been lying to us, who's not been lying to us. I am going to just draw a simple advice card for us for this general reading that I have here. Well, first, can you tell me more about Judgment here? For some reason, my mind's a little blank on that. The King of Swords. So many people there. The King of Swords is discerning. He's an intellectual king. He bears the sword of truth. I think this is really saying that the truth will out. Things will become clear to us in the future. There's a lot of this sort of movement of energy in the future here. So I was going to draw an advice card, and that's what I'm going to do. Because as Strength reversed implies here, we may not be feeling very strong in these times and feeling pretty lost. Advice card is Page of Cups. Well, which is generally be loving to one another. Offer your cup of love and friendship to other people. Be helpful to one another. Don't let these times sour you and turn you into somebody unkind. That's generally good advice. So feel free to let me know down below in the comment section what you think of this reading, what you think of this energy. I'd be curious to know, as I always am, and I hope you're all doing very well. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks.